Hello everybody and welcome back to Path to Platinum, the series where I get to please the indie game lovers as well with my amazing guides. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new release to hit the indie scene, and a game that has been very well received since its release. And that game is going to be Cult of the Lamb. This game has got some tricks up its sleeve for anyone looking to platinum. However, before I talk more about that, if you guys enjoyed this video or it helps you out, then please be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for all things trophy related, and of course hit that notification bell to support me, and I would really appreciate that. And now with that behind us, it's about time to fully experience and thoroughly enjoy this fun-filled game with plenty of charm and get some fun trophies along the way. This is Cult of the Lamb. Alright, so first things first with this game, it will only require one playthrough from you in order to platinum. If you're starting your playthrough from the very beginning, then feel free to continue following along with this guide, and you won't miss anything trophy related. Otherwise, if you'd like to jump to a specific trophy or trophy related event, then go ahead and use the timestamp navigation tool in the description. Also, for the path of least resistance, I would highly recommend that you choose easy difficulty, as it makes everything in the game easier, as you may have fucking realized. Ultimately, you could choose whichever difficulty you want, it doesn't matter which one you pick trophy-wise. However, playing on easy does make the trophies to defeat the 4 bishops, which are the main bosses in the game, without getting hit, much simpler. These are easily the hardest trophies in the game to obtain, just something to consider. So as soon as you start the game, just complete all of Ratau's tutorials until you gain access to the first region in the game, which is going to be Darkwood. Now, when playing through Darkwood, you will have 2 trophies that you could start working towards, which is going to be gathering all the tarot cards, as well as all of the follower forms. In order to do this, when you're navigating your route through Darkwood, keep an eye out for 3 different icons. The first of which is going to be a house with a cat head underneath it. Taking this route will lead you to the cat merchant, who will be selling your first tarot card you can acquire, which is going to be the Ambrosia card. Buy this from her as soon as you are able to. This is also the only tarot card she will ever sell, so this is the only one you will have to worry about purchasing from her. Now, unlike tarot cards, she will also be selling follower forms, and she will always have a follower form available for sale every time you meet with her, and you can run into her in any region, so make sure to always purchase the follower form from her when you can. Speaking of followers, that will be the second icon of the 3 I mentioned. Head towards these icons when you can so that you can add another potential follower form to your roster. Every region has its own category of unique follower forms tied to that region, and you can only get them in that location. So make use of the cat merchant sales as well as these follower icons to unlock more follower forms. And for the third icon of interest, keep an eye out for the house icon with a follower below it. This path will lead you to the NPC Helob, and he will be selling various followers that he has captured that are unique to the region that you find him in. You can always try your luck here to gain a new follower form if needed. However, aside from that, you must also purchase 3 separate followers from Helob during 3 different encounters. Upon the 3rd purchase, you will unlock the Fervour's Host Tarot card, which we will need in order to complete our collection, so keep an eye out for this NPC whenever you can. Now, during your 3rd crusade into Darkwood, you will be awarded the ritual option of Sacrifice, which you can perform in the temple located in your base. There is a trophy to sacrifice 10 different followers throughout your playthrough using this ritual, so make sure that you sacrifice a follower whenever possible, because doing this 10 times takes a while, so you're going to want to get the jump on this from the beginning, so that you can bang this trophy out as quickly as possible. Once you've performed a sacrifice ritual, Ratau will grant you access to the first unlockable location, the Lonely Shack. Making your way here and going behind the house will grant you the rat follower form, so you can go ahead and have that one. Now, going inside the house, you will find Ratau, and you will be able to play against him in a minigame called Knucklebones. There is a trophy to defeat every opponent in Knucklebones, of which there are 4, and Ratau will be the first. Once you defeat him, you will be awarded the Hearts Rank 2 Tarot card, which we'll need for our collection. After performing a ritual, you will also be awarded with follower meat. You can use this meat in the cooking station to make a specific dish out of your deceased follower. And there's actually a trophy that requires you to do this, so make sure you go ahead and cook that dish to net yourself a trophy. And it wasn't actually until my 4th crusade that I met the NPC, the Fisherman. Talking to him will unlock a new location for you to visit, Pilgrim's Passage. Now, you can unlock a new location just like Pilgrim's Passage by crusading in every separate region. That being said, Pilgrim's Passage is the location that is tied to Darkwood. Because of this, there will be a statue near the entrance to Pilgrim's Passage, and it will be offering to sell you new follower forms. Purchasing a follower form from this statue will unlock follower forms that you still don't have that can only be found in the Darkwood category, so purchasing them here is a nice convenient way to scoop up any of the last follower forms you're missing from that region if there are any. Making your way into the nearby lighthouse, you will happen upon some NPCs. Go ahead and insert some lumber into the furnace just behind the leader NPC once he shuts the hell up. After doing this, return outside and you will be granted access to a new merchant who will be selling brand new tarot cards, which we don't have. So go ahead and purchase all 3 of them for yourself to add to your collection and trophy progress. You can also speak with the Fisherman NPC once again, and this will allow you to make an attempt at the fishing minigame. Once you catch a fish, the fisherman will be impressed and he will ask that you catch 4 unique and somewhat rare fish and deliver them to him. He will request a squid, a crab, a lobster, as well as an octopus. These fish will be somewhat difficult to come by, however, I can assure you it's completely luck-based. So just keep fishing and you'll get them eventually. If you want to speed up the process, you can use commandment stones to learn doctrines in your temple. You can earn commandment stones easily by blessing your followers every day. Once the meter maxes out, they will give you a commandment stone. To learn doctrines in your temple, use these stones to put your sustenance talent tree to rank 3. Doing this will offer you the unique ritual of the Ocean's Bounty, which will make special fish more likely to appear when fishing for 2 in-game days. This will make gathering the final rare fish much easier to accomplish. For each rare fish you deliver to the fisherman, he will reward you with a fragment of a holy talisman. Once you caught all 4 types of fish, and you have assembled your first holy talisman, you can use it in your temple to acquire a new fleece, which you will have to do in order to earn the trophy for all fleeces. It's worth mentioning that your first fleece you unlock should, without question, be the Golden Fleece. This is by far the best one in the game, and you will most likely never be taking it off again once you've acquired it. The Golden Fleece makes it so that for every time you defeat an enemy during a crusade, your damage will receive a multiplier that will amplify your damage output per hit. This means that if you run through an entire crusade killing every enemy you encounter without taking damage, you could potentially make your way to the bishop of that region and literally one-shot him from full health, depending on how high your multiplier is. This will be the recommended strategy when attempting the 4 trophies to defeat the 4 bishops in the game without taking damage. Even if you don't one-shot the boss, having your multiplier even decently high will allow you to shred the boss in literally seconds, especially if you have a high damage weapon. Use the Golden Fleece to try your luck on each of the 4 region's bishops and defeat them without taking damage. If you've already defeated a region's bishop and you want to fight them again, you could simply find one of their devotion statues and destroy it. Doing this will open a portal in the crusade that will send you straight back to the boss fight instantly, so that you could try again. In the process of fishing for all 4 rare types of fish that you need to give the fisherman, it's highly likely that you would have obtained the trophy for catching every type of fish, as well as having obtained the unique follower form that can only be found randomly during the fishing minigame, But if for some reason luck was against you, then this is a reminder to keep fishing until you have those things, because that's how you get them. And the last trophy relevant thing we will have access to in Pilgrim's Passage is going to be the Red Wolf's questline. You could find the Red Wolf by interacting with the water at the end of the pier overlooking the lake. However, this can only be done at night and not during the day. Once you find the Red Wolf, he will request that you bring him a big fish to feast on. I gave him the biggest fish I had, which was the tuna. However, I'm not actually sure if it matters which fish you offer him here. Each time you fulfill the Red Wolf's request, he will reward you with a Holy Talisman shard. And that's it for now. We won't be able to continue his questline until we unlock more locations. Now, once you've acquired 7 followers, you will now have access to the second region of the game, which is going to be Anura. And there's 2 important items that you're going to want to keep an eye out for during your crusades. The first of which is going to be the snails. You can find snails randomly throughout each room, and killing one will yield its shell. You will need a minimum of 5 snail shells throughout your playthrough, so make sure that you find and kill enough snails to gather the 5 shells. The reason for this is because there are 5 hidden snail statues throughout the game, and you could find one at each of the unlockable locations. The first of which can be found at the Lonely Shack. Interact with the statue and offer the snail shell to activate it. The second statue can be found to the left of the lighthouse in Pilgrim's Passage, and you could do the exact same thing here. And that's all we can do with the snail statues for now until we unlock more locations. The second item you will want to keep an eye out for will be the Menticide mushrooms, which, just like the snails, can be randomly found in any room throughout a crusade in Anura. They're red with little white polka dots, so make sure to always cut at them whenever you see them to gather as many of them as you can, because you're going to need them. After enough wandering around, you will eventually encounter some unique mushroom NPCs, if you haven't already, and interacting with them will unlock a new location called Spore Grotto. Hilariously enough, after speaking with them, you can murder all of them for extra Menticide mushrooms, which will come in handy in the future. Making your way over to Spore Grotto, you will be granted access to a new merchant who will be selling 3 new tarot cards for you. Go ahead and purchase the Blazing Trail, the Weeping Moon, as well as the Path tarot cards for yourself, as soon as you require the sufficient funds to do so, for some more tarot card collecting progress. And in the room just up ahead, you can encounter the NPC Sozo, who will be very important for the Platinum. For his first order of business, he will require that you collect 10 Menticide mushrooms and bring them to him. Once you successfully do this, you will be rewarded with a shard of a Holy Talisman. Once you've accomplished this, Sozo will require more Menticide mushrooms, and this time he will want 20 of them. So make your way back to Anura when you can and hunt for more mushrooms. There's also another statue in this room next to Sozo that will allow you to purchase follower forms that are unique to Anura, so make sure to make use of it if you need to. And that's not the only statue in this room. You can also find yet another hidden snail statue, which you can offer up another snail shell to. So go ahead and do that before you leave. And the last thing we could do before we leave Spore Grotto is to go find the Red Wolf once again once it turns nighttime. Once you speak with him, he will ask for yet another offering, except this time one with more meaning. You will be tasked with sacrificing a follower to feed to the Red Wolf. Doing so will reward you with yet another shard of a Holy Talisman. So we have to do this. Alright, so by now you're around halfway through this guide, and I just wanted to take a moment to say I truly hope that this guide is helping you guys out. And if it is, I would really appreciate it if you would consider checking out this video. This is my full Platinum experience, recording the start of my journey leading up to the Platinum, and it's meant to be more of a comedic approach in terms of a video. And I will show you a clip from this video right now in order to entice you to check it out. And there were people shitting constantly. It seemed every direction I turned there was someone else taking a shit. Stop shitting! Feces!
Holy feces, dude!
What the hell? They can run out? Why are you shitting over here? You laughing about it. Man, fuck you. That ain't funny. Making me clean up after you? You're a bitch. I hate how happy he looks when he's cleaning it up. Oh, I need the outhouse so bad. Oh my god, that's unlucky. No way 2 people got sick, dude. He didn't even make it. Hey, so if you guys enjoyed that little tidbit, then please go ahead and check out the full video. Links to that video will be on screen as well as in the description. And if you do end up checking out that video, then please leave a comment and tell me what you thought about it. Anyways, I won't take up any more of your time, so on with the rest of this video. Continuing to make your way through Anura, there is an icon of interest in which you can encounter. Take the path with the icon of a house with crops underneath it. This will lead you to a new NPC, and he will be offering free food. If there's any mushrooms available here as a reward, then that's even better. However, that's not why we came here. You can actually get on this guy's bad side if you go ahead and take a swing at his ladylove. Do this a few times and eventually he will get pissed. Defeat him in single combat and you will have successfully humiliated the poor guy. However, he will reward you with the massive monster shrine decoration. Return to your base and craft this shrine anywhere you like. Then wait till nightfall and then you can interact with and pray to the statue. Doing so will unlock the Mad Monster follower form. It's worth noting that you can meet this NPC in any region, I believe, so he can't strictly be found in Anura. This is just where I first ran into him. Continuing to make your way through Anura, you should eventually run into the NPC Flinky. After speaking with Flinky, they will make their way to the Lonely Shack. It's there that you could challenge them to a game of Knucklebones. Defeating Flinky will reward you with the Mithridatism tarot card. Not sure if I said that right, but congrats on obtaining it. And of course, on your 4th crusade, once you have the ability to challenge Bishop Heket, try your best to build up the damage multiplier on the Golden Fleece and defeat Heket without taking damage. Honestly, it isn't that hard to evade her attacks, so this shouldn't be too difficult for you. By now, you should have enough Menticide mushrooms to get to Sozo once you've completely finished in Anura. Doing so will reward you with the brainwashing ritual, as well as yet another shard of a holy talisman. Now, in order to continue Sozo's questline, you will have to actually perform the brainwashing ritual at your temple. Go ahead and do this, and then once you have, return to Sozo for another shard of a holy talisman, as well as a new decoration, the mushroom sculpture. Once you've acquired the resources to build it, go ahead and craft this new decoration in your base. Doing so and returning to Sozo will reward you with the final holy talisman shard he has to offer, and you can now unlock a new fleece for yourself. It's also worth mentioning that once you've acquired enough commandment stones and upgraded the Law and Order talent tree to rank 2, you can perform either the fighting pit or the wedding ritual, whichever one you accepted, upon ranking up. And doing so will result in the acquisition of the Lover's Tarot card rank 2. Now, it was around this point that I had accumulated enough devotion to unlock the confession booth structure to build in my base. Once you do this, you can make any one of your followers in town take confession. Doing so will reward you with a trophy, so just make sure to do this at some point. However, there's no rush. And now that will cover everything trophy related we could do up to this point, so now it's time to open up the 3rd region, Anchor Deep, which we will need 9 followers to accomplish. Once we're inside, we're going to be on the lookout for yet another item. This time it will be in the form of a large blue crystal, which you can randomly discover in any room throughout this region. You're going to need a grand total of 25 of these bad boys. Once you've gathered them all, you can return to the NPC that we originally met in the lighthouse of Pilgrim's Passage. Give him these crystals and you will be rewarded with the Axlotl follower form. Continuing on through Anchor Deep, you will eventually meet with the NPC Plimbo, and talking to him will open up your next unlockable location, Smuggler's Sanctuary. Making your way there, you will now have access to quite a few different things. The first of which you could scoop up will be the Crab follower form, which you can obtain by catching the nearby crab that's scuttling around. Next up, there will be 3 brand new tarot cards we will have access to. Go ahead and purchase Ichor Lingered, Soul Snatcher, as well as the Bomb, once you've acquired the funds, and add them to your tarot card collection. There will also be yet another statue where you could purchase any follower forms you may be missing from Anchor Deep, so be sure to make use of that if need be. And speaking of statues, we will of course have access to yet another hidden snail statue, and this will be our 4th one out of 5. Next up, we could seek out the red wolf yet again, hidden by the nearby pier. This time he's going to ask you for a total of 2 followers to snack on, so be prepared to give up the ghost of these poor bastards, as it's for a good cause. You will be granted yet another shard of a holy talisman. And the very last thing we can do in Smuggler Sanctuary will be to start Plimbo's questline. You see, he will task you with hunting down these unique mini-boss enemies called Witnesses. The Witnesses will spawn in place of the Bishop after the Bishop of said region has been defeated. You will run into them at the end of the Crusade, and there will be 1 witness per region, making a total of 4. So whenever you're ready, you could travel back into both Darkwood as well as Anura and slay the Witnesses there. Once a witness has been defeated, they will drop their eyeballs. Deliver these eyes to Plimbo for shards of a holy talisman. He will give you 1 shard per eye that you acquire. And that's going to be all we can do here for now. Moving on. Revisiting Anchor Deep, if you haven't already, you will eventually stumble upon the NPC Clunko and Bop. Speaking with him will result in his departure to the Lonely Shack. It's there that we could challenge him to a game of Knucklebones. Once you defeat him, you will be rewarded with the tarot card Strength from Without, so don't forget to grab that for yourself. And once you reach the end of your 4th crusade through Anchor Deep, you will encounter the Bishop Kallamar, and I'd just like to point out that he is definitely the hardest to avoid taking damage from out of the 4 bishops, so you will have to work diligently and learn his behaviors and patterns so that you can successfully defeat him without taking damage. Best of luck to you on this one, guys. Once Kallamar is dead, you can now have another run through Anchor Deep and get to the end to defeat the Witness who has recently taken up residence in Kallamar's place. Deliver his eye to Plimbo for yet another shard of a holy talisman. And now for the final region of the game, we're going to be delving into Silk's Cradle. Now honestly, you probably could have gotten this sooner, but it wasn't until the final region that I had discovered this event. You're going to want to check out the heart icon and take that route. Once you do, it's here that you will be able to purchase the Hearts Rank 3 Tarot card for yourself, as you will need to get this card for your complete tarot card collection. So make sure to hunt down any heart icons you see. After some exploring, you should eventually happen upon the final location of the game, Midas's Cave. Once you make your way over there, there will be a handful of trophy-related things you can do here. The first of which I will mention is that we could scoop up some of the final tarot cards that we need from the nearby merchant. Go ahead and purchase the Ichor Earned, the Burning Dead, and the Deal tarot cards. Doing so will come close to completing the tarot card collection, so we're in the home stretch now. And we can finally finish the Red Wolf side quest. The final thing he will ask for, once you find him, will be Ratau's life. However, killing Ratau doesn't really negatively affect you in any way, so if anything, this is a preferable choice compared to giving up a follower whom has more value. Once you do, this will mark the end of the Red Wolf side quest. You will be rewarded another shard of a holy talisman as well as a new follower form, so make sure to seek out the Red Wolf when you can, and finish this questline as soon as possible. Next up, we will nab our 5th and final hidden Snail statue, and this will be the last one we need in order to complete our hunt for the Snail follower form. So congrats on earning that one. And speaking of follower forms, another one can be found hidden behind a pile of Midas's gold. So go ahead and scoop that one up and add it to the collection. And finally, we will finish off Midas's Cave by doing something pretty downright horrific. We will be sacrificing 4 of our followers to Midas himself to add to his statue collection. For each follower that you sacrifice, you will earn yourself a shard of a holy talisman. Deliver all 4 followers at your own pace and whenever is convenient for you, and you will earn enough holy talisman shards to unlock every single fleece in the game. So congrats on that one for earning yourself a trophy. Continuing our journey through Silk's Cradle, we will eventually happen upon the NPC Shroomy, whom after you interact with will make his way over to the Lonely Shack. Once there, you could challenge him to a game of Knucklebones, and this will be your final opponent. Defeat him in this minigame to earn yourself what should be the final tarot card in the game, Strength from Within. And with that, that'll be your trophy for not only all tarot cards, but also for defeating every opponent in Knucklebones. So good job on that one. And once you've done 4 Crusades in Silk's Cradle, you can finally make an attempt to defeat Shamura without taking damage. Honestly, I didn't find avoiding this boss's attacks to be too difficult, so you shouldn't have much trouble with this trophy either. Simply make quick work of him and move on. Once Shamura is dealt with, you can make a 5th and final run through Silk's Cradle in order to hunt down the 4th and final witness that we need. Slay him and claim his eyeball so that you can then deliver it to Plimbo for the final shard of the Holy Talisman. And once you have that, you should be able to unlock every single fleece in the game, so that's going to be it for that trophy. Lastly, if you haven't done this yet, you can head to your town and go ahead and cook as many bowls of shit as it takes until you are eventually rewarded the shit follower form. And that's how you unlock that one. If you're wondering how many bowls it takes to get this, just keep cooking them till you get it. And once you've accomplished this, all that's left will be to clean up whichever trophies you're missing before you beat the game. You may be wondering about the red panda, the unicorn, as well as the armadillo follower forms. These forms all fall under the general category, so they're not tied to any one region. However, if you still have yet to unlock any of these forms, it's actually fairly straightforward. Defeating a mini-boss and opening the chest, finding a new follower during a crusade, or purchasing a follower form from the cat merchant are all plausible ways to unlock these follower forms. So if there's any one that you're missing, simply keep running crusades until you unlock them. It's only a matter of time. Besides that, there's a trophy to unlock all weapons, all curses, all doctrines, save up over 666 gold, as well as to unlock the final tier upgrade for your cult using devotion. All of these trophies can be obtained before facing the final boss by spending as much time in your town as needed. All of these trophies are incredibly straightforward, and you should have no issue earning them before finishing the game. Once you do finish the game, that is going to be every single trophy in Cult of the Lamb, and you should now have the Platinum Trophy. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you guys enjoyed it, then please don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel for all things trophy related, and as well hit that notification bell to support me, and I would really appreciate that. It would mean a lot. Check out the Path to Platinum playlist for more guides on other games if you want more trophies, and also follow me on the socials, links in the description. And that is going to be it for me, so take it easy everybody, have a good one, and I will definitely see you in the next one.